Shut up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Hot and Sticky Show. How's everybody today? Oh my goodness, it's just oppressive here. Let me get that chat up on the screen. There it is. Good morning, Janice. How are you? Oh, it's the weather here is just horrendous. I'm sitting here with an ice pack on my neck to keep me cooled down. It's terrible. Hello, Miss Pinky. How are you? Hey, Sage. How's it going? Good morning, TARDIS. Hello, hello. Hi, Pomp. How are you? Let's see. I'm sorry to hear that. TARDIS, your uncle. Oh, may he rest in peace. So sad to hear that. Send some love TARDIS's way, guys. Hello, Roger. How are you? Yeah, I did melt. It was just melting. As we speak, I'm melting. It's horrendous here. Hello, Alexis. How are you? How are you? Good to see everybody here. Yeah, oh geez, it's just so hard when you lose a loved one. And let's see, I think I got everybody. And hello and good morning to all the lurkers. Poor rooster, did you cook them? Nah, I'm not cooking nothing. Not cooking a damn thing. It's too freaking hot. And of course, I have to have the door closed for the studio so that, you guys don't hear the outside noise that's going on here. So I've got 3 fans going and an ice pack, and we'll just muddle through the stickiness. And the outside, our sky is brown here because of the wildfires in Canada. So the air quality is a little iffy today, and it's only going to get worse over the next couple of days. So yeah, they're saying it's okay to be outside for a little while, but not too long, especially if you have breathing problems. Or if you're elderly and like that. So yeah, we just gotta deal with it. Those terrible fires in Canada, and the jet stream is just blowing that smoke right down on over us. Excuse me. It's weird how the weather is the same on both sides of the pond right now. It was gray and cooler earlier, but the sun has come out again now. We've got a heat wave until August. Yeah, we're just it's supposed to be a little cooler than it was yesterday, but I doubt it because our humidity is like over 75%, and it just keeps rising. And last night, 10, 11 o'clock, it was still almost 90 degrees. So it was, and you couldn't even, it was just like the air is so heavy, it's terrible. Because I was going to go pop in the pool and cool off, but it was so heavy. So pretty much let's see if I can get away with doing that today. Once we get our plumbing issues fixed. Oh, friggin' nightmare. I am so sick of owning a house. Let somebody else deal with it. Plumbing issues, and my husband and my father are trying to correct it because I really don't want the plumber to come. Even though, we tried yesterday and couldn't get a hold of anybody yesterday. So my husband got a hold of a snake. So he's going to see if they can snake it and solve the problem ourselves before we make that final phone call. Because it just, you know how it is. They walk through the door and it's several hundreds of dollars. Good morning, Cynthia. Hello, and thank you. Oh, Yeah, I need to dump that water right over my head. Isn't it cute, the turtle? Thank you so much. No, Canada has fires. I didn't see the news. Yes, Canada has fires, and I guess they're pretty bad. Um, I don't. I think they said in the Ontario area. Don't quote me. I'm not sure, but apparently they're pretty bad fires. And usually when Canada has really bad wildfires, because of the jet stream, it does the bad air quality just gets dumped on us. Last time they had bad wildfires, you could see the smoke. It was very smoky here, and again, bad air quality. And they told everybody don't even go outside. So that's we're dealing with their smoke. There's nothing anybody can do about it. I mean, it could be worse. We could be having the wildfire. So hopefully everybody's safe out there, and hopefully they can get those fires under control. It doesn't help that the weather is just so oppressive and dry. But then every time you get like a rainstorm, it doesn't last long enough. We need about 2-3 days of a nice, steady, slow rain just to cool things down. We're supposed to get, I think towards the end of the week, we're supposed to get some rain. But it'll probably be, big giant storms, and then you got to worry about tornadoes, which we never had that problem here. And now, since the weather patterns have changed, every time there's a really bad thunder and lightning storm headed our way, they put out the warnings for tornado watch, which is awful. But it is what it is. You got to deal with it, right? I hope everybody had a great day yesterday. Anything exciting happen? Or am I the only one that, always has got something going on? Of course, mine usually is crappy news. And then the bitch of it is here, we need a new grill. I found out what was wrong with my grill, because the other day I was grilling chicken kebabs and cheeseburgers, and it took 45 minutes, guys. I mean, come on. It does not take that long to grill chicken kebabs and a cheeseburger. So we tore that apart, found out that the damn thing's all plugged up with grease. You can't clean those. It's horrendous. Good morning, Leanne. How are you? So, of course, see, you had money put away for something. We were going to get a new grill, and then the plumbing goes to shit. That's the kind of luck I got. So, fingers don't work. Oh, no. Mine are starting to swell. It's just that kind of day. Put them in a bowl of cold water. How was Miss Leanne this morning? I hope you are well. I'm hoping that my husband comes up from the basement and says, hey, we fixed it. So we don't have to contact the plumber this morning. Wishful thinking. That's right. But the plumber that we use, he was busy yesterday. So we're going to contact him today to see if he could squeeze us in if my father and my husband can't fix it themselves. Trying to save a little coin here. Found out I got 3 weeks to find somewhere else to live. Woman who owned the place has passed away. Oh no. So the hunt begins of a new flat for Pomp. Hopefully you find something quickly. Tired. We up all night. She's up all night making mischief. Don't fall asleep on us. But I'm glad you're good. Are you cool over there? And of course, my voice is still a little funky, guys, but it's been 2 weeks. This cold is finally going away. I still have a little bit of a cough, but otherwise, it's finally. But what will be the third thing, I wonder, Laura? Oh, please. I know. It always comes in threes, right? So I was telling my husband last night, I said, never fails. Every time we've got a little something put aside or we have plans to do something, and you'll save up for it, and then bam, something shits the bed, and then you got to use what you got to repair that thing that's crapped out. I told you, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. And it's a shame that we couldn't do anything with the other grill. I mean, it's old. It's an old grill, but I mean, usually if we could save something, we do. It would just be a hell of a job trying to unplug the jets on it. It's just sucks. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens by the end of today. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know. Is it hard or easy to find new places to live in the UK that you can afford? That's the thing here. My cousin and ours, the ones that I told you last week, their house burned. They lost their house to a fire, so they've been staying in hotels. And she's been searching for a new house for them to stay in until the insurance clears, so that they can either rebuild or buy a new house. And yeah, the rent for houses is unbelievable. She found a small house, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, $2,200 a month. That doesn't include anything with it. That's just the rent. And I said, oh my God, I don't know how these people afford it. I don't know how they afford it. Even the bad sections here, we call it, there's a section in the city we call Cornhill. And it's not a very nice area. You pay $1,500 to $2,000 just for an apartment in that area. Throw those burners in a bucket of degreaser. Yeah, we thought about that. We'll see. My husband will probably play around with it, but like I said, it's old. My luck, the degreaser will eat the burners. Leanne's had to hear me bark. I know. Such a lovely woman to listen to me, bitch. But yeah, we found out that's why it took that long for me to cook the damn chicken, is because there was like the center one was the only one working, and only like a quarter of it was letting flame out. So I was thinking, well, that explains that. Because I was bitching the day I was using it. I said, it doesn't take 45 minutes to cook chicken. Good Lord. There's that little bit of a cough. The room, in a room, a shared house is about $600 a month. Yeah. All right. So it's probably about the same here. Yeah. Good morning, Big Stu. That's the price of apartments here. Yeah. So pretty much everybody's paying the same amount. We have a big college that's down the road from us, and a lot of the houses are rented out to college students because they rather be in an apartment than in the dorms, and they charge them $600 per bedroom. So if you get 3 or 4 college students in one apartment or house, they're making bank. I mean, wow. Maybe it's the chef. Oh no. How rude. That's it. We haven't used that button in a while, but Leanne, you're getting the naughty rooster button. Oh my, maybe it's the chef. My goodness. Last time I rented 2019, was paying $450, 150 utilities. It was 15 minutes from town, 2 big bedrooms, bath, laundry room, kitchen, living room. It was in Patterson. Yeah, see, and that's the thing I found I remember when we moved to Missouri, I was blown away. Oh my God, this was like, see, the cops are coming to get you, Leanne. Christ sakes, I don't even remember what year it was, but my son wasn't even in school then. So it was the early 90s. And we moved there. You could get an entire house, like a 5-6 bedroom house, for $200 a month. I was like, Am I reading this right? Holy shit. Not no more. Not no more. Yeah, they're coming to get Leanne because she was mean to me. But those days are done. Laura, don't go streaking around the yard. So yeah, that's what I was. I was sneaking around the yard last night. I was trying to find a cool spot. Bad air quality or not, I don't care. I'm going out and I'm gonna get in there and try to relax. Hold on just a quick second, guys. Hold on just a quick second. Okay, guys, I just got the bad news. Oh my god. All right, sorry. This is just not right. Oh man. Oh jeez. Okay. Well, the scoop is the snake didn't work. My husband couldn't get the drain cleared. He contacted the plumber and yeah, he can't get to us till next week. We are screwed. We are totally screwed. Oh my god. Any of you guys plumbers out there? Shit. If you stay out of the metro areas, bigger cities like Poplar Bluff, the cost of living in Missouri is still super cheap. Oh yeah, that's great. Here, yeah, it's just the rents keep going up, especially now because we have, well, the college has been there forever. But now that they know that they can make big money off of the college students, yeah, rents have been going up. Oh no, it's not good. No, it's not good because yeah, we can't use anything here. No water. I've got a mountain of dishes all over my kitchen. Uh, and I got to run to my son's house to use the bathroom. Oh my god, I got to find something. I got to find a miracle somewhere. I'll figure it out. And my husband's pissed. The rig. There is other plumbers. But I don't know who. See, we got to be careful because some of them will charge way too much. I won't go with Roto Rooter because they charge you $300 just to walk through the door. So I can't afford Roto Rooter. And the guy that we usually use, we had this problem a couple years ago. He only charged us $300. So I'm gonna have to do some phone calls after the show to find somebody that isn't gonna rape us as far as cost. I can't. Yeah, it's got to be fixed today. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. It's got to be done today. I bet if you go shit in the plumber's yard every day, he can get you quicker. Oh, well, I told he's a very nice man. I said, please, did you tell him it's an emergency? And he goes, yeah, he is booked solid, and can't because we couldn't get a hold of him yesterday, and yeah, booked solid until next week. And I'm like, oh god, but ours is an emergency. See, that's it. I give up. I'm just gonna go jump. I'm jumping off something. Jumping off something. Called Jason Haas. Yeah, no. Jason said he'd come on the show. I tried contacting him and I got nothing. So yeah, he doesn't want to be on the show, and I couldn't afford him as a plumber either because he works for Roto Rooter. We're still waiting for our plumber to come and clear the sewage pipe of next door's tree roots again. The tree lovers love our pipes. Well, yeah, we had that problem when I was growing up. We had a tree in front of the house, and the roots grew into the pipe. And it took my father forever to get it cleaned out. But this one here, that's what it is. There's something stuck in the sewage drain, so we can't use anything. So, like I said, I've got dishes piled up. I told him I'm not cooking shit tonight. Forget it. I got no way to wash this stuff unless I go borrow water from somewhere and a couple of buckets and do it old-fashioned way, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm going to have to find somebody. This stinks. I didn't want to have to deal with this. I really didn't. I had one that charged me to give an estimate, then come out and wanted $750 to replace 2 outside faucets, less than an hour job. It was a ripoff. Yes, you got to be careful. Now, see, the last time we had this problem a couple of years ago, and my husband got a hold of a professional grade snake, and it messed the snake up. So we're like, oh, crap. So we had to call this guy. Like I said, he's a very nice man. He was only down there about 10 minutes, and that was $300. So I'm like, oh, no. Oh, no. Hey, Wampler, how are you? I checked out your site the other day. I got to figure out how to navigate it. But I did go check it out. So, yeah, I've got to go around and see. The search for a plumber. And see, my husband doesn't know a lot of them because anytime that he's, taking care of buildings and all of that, he's always dealt with this guy because he's very fair and very nice man. So we have no idea. Laura, can you get the section of pipe? Can you get to the section of the pipe where it's clogged? It seems to be about 2 feet in from the what you call it in the basement. I forget what that's called. We used chemicals yesterday and nothing. So I think it's only wherever it's plugged up, it's only maybe 2 to 3 feet in. The only problem is there's no way that we can remove the pipe. And I don't want to get into that either. That just would be a total shit show. And it would probably cost us a hell of a lot more than just having the plumber fix it. So, yeah, I'm going to have to make some phone calls, I guess. Coming to the live lounge at 5 UK time, about 2.5 hour time. To the live lounge. Oh, and that's today. Well, I don't know what's going to be happening today. So if I'm not doing anything, then yeah, I will pop in. Because I've got to get this stupid plumbing thing taken care of. That's going to take me forever to get caught up on the dishes and cleaning up stuff. And good times here. Good times. You know you're all jealous. Oh, God. No, it's never easy. It never, ever, ever is easy. I remember when we bought this house, and I live on the upper floor, and nobody lived on the upstairs for years. So then when we got moved in and stuff, I couldn't use the sink. The sink was plugged up. And I found it odd that how can the sink be plugged up? Nobody's lived here for like 10 years upstairs. And we couldn't unplug it. So we had to remove the pipe from the kitchen sink all the way down to the basement. So in the meantime, I'm doing dishes in my bathtub. That was a good time. And come to find out, it was solid plugged from the sink all the way down to the basement. And it was old plumbing, so you had to pull down a little bit, cut it off with a hacksaw. Pull it down, that's how we had to do it. And then we replaced it all with PVC pipe. But yeah, oh, what a hot mess that was. Asked the plumber to recommend other. He didn't. Of course, my husband made the phone call because that's what I was said. Do you know anybody else that we could use that isn't going to rip us off? Limited funds. It's the plumbing that's plugged up is the old cast iron pipes. That's what we've got in the basement. All of the sinks and everything and the upstairs, and the house is all switched over to PVC. That the sewer lines and stuff are all the old stuff. And yeah, I don't think there's not a way that they can do that. We put some chemicals in, and then my father used an air compressor with the air hose, put it in there, trying to blow it out. That usually works, but it's not working this time. So I don't know what the flip is in there. And my husband did some hot water down, trying to take care of the issue. And yeah, and the snake he just used, we borrowed it from a friend. Yeah, it didn't even pull anything out of the drain so whatever it is, it's packed in there pretty good. Maybe dynamite. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That's going to be I'm going to need lots of coffee. That's the challenge for the day. Probably solid grease. Well, see, that's the thing is we're very, very careful about what goes down the drain. And I like for instance, you make bacon. I scrape the pans and then I wipe it out with paper towel and throw it in the garbage before I wash the pan because we don't want an issue with grease. I mean, it's next to impossible not to get any kind of food particles down the sink, but we are very vigilant with that. It could be just toilet paper. It's in that case, a heat gun will work, but it can take a few hours. That shit gets solid. Yeah, we have no idea. Add dish detergent with hot water. It breaks stuff down. Well, we put in 2 bottles of acid, Stu, and it didn't work. 2 big bottles of acid and poured it down in that drain, and it's just percolating in there. If we keep poking at it, maybe eventually it'll break through. I'm so over it. I'm over it. Somebody else can have the house. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I've had it. Try white vinegar. See, now the thing is we got to be careful what we put in the drain because we've got the 2 bottles of acid. You can't mix stuff with the acid because then it'll blow back into your face. And I don't want to trip to the emergency room. So they're just going to have to keep trying with the snake until we find a plumber. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The boiling water. Yeah, that's what my husband did. We'll just have to keep trying it and see if we can get. And of course, I can't get too carried away because then it backfills and floods the basement. And it's humid enough down there because of the flood the other day. So I don't want to, and then I got to dry out the basement. Let the husband do it. Yeah, let the hubby do it. He gets I let them deal with the plumbing. I hate plumbing. I mean, I've done plumbing. I hate it. But yeah, I just don't. I don't want to deal with it. On the bright side, if you leave it, at least your shit is packed. Yeah, can't use nothing. It's really inconvenient when you can't use your bathroom. Pomp. Dawn's got to do her work. See, and that's the only dish detergent that I use is Dawn. And usually, like when I get done doing dishes and stuff, then yeah, boiling water I put down the drain just to clean the pipes out, because you never know. But I don't know. Whatever's in there is in there good, and we just got to try to break it loose. You know, you think that the snake would work. Just go in there and do its thing, and it didn't do it. So I don't know if they're going to try it again. I tried everything before using the method, but it took a while. That's why you use outside heat source as well to break away from the sides of the pipe. Well, normally my husband would put in, what the hell do they call it? It's a balloon. It's a water bag that you put in the pipe. And the water bag usually pushes out whatever the blockage is. We can't do that here because of the way that the pipe is shaped. There's kind of like an elbow type deal in the pipe, so the water bag can't get through. So that screws us there. If it was just a straight pipe, my husband would put the water bag in and then just totally blow out the blockage. But we can't because of the shape of the pipe. See, we can't even have normal pipes. So there's that one problem. I've never thought about doing the heat thing. I'll mention it to my husband and see if, of course, it depends on where they think that the blockage is. We might not be able to access it with a heat gun. God, that really sucks that the guy's so busy. See, that's what it is. Everybody likes him. I mean, good for him. He's making a killer living at this. But maybe if I call up and cry on the phone, will that work? I doubt it. I think my husband's online now trying to find plumbers. We just started having problems with our water heater. Turn the faucet on and it starts exploding out of the faucet and it's sucking air somewhere. Oh no. Oh no. Do you have a crack in the heater? Is there an issue with one of the connections? That sucks. Yes, Pomp. It's a liquid dish soap, and it breaks down grease beautifully. So if you got any issues with grease, even if you get a grease spot on your clothes, you get a little drop of the Dawn dish liquid on there, and you scrub it a little bit with like a little toothbrush and let it sit, and then when you wash it, the grease comes out of the clothes. It's amazing stuff. And yes, they've used it to clean off birds and stuff when they had like the oil spills. And wildlife gets covered in oil and stuff, they would use the dish soap to get the oil off of their feathers and stuff. Here, because it gets so cold in the winter, the pipes are buried about 4 feet down where it goes out. Oh boy. So yeah, I got to figure it out this weekend. See, we all got some kind of shit going on. That stinks. That stinks. You've got air in your water pipes when we flush the toilet. It makes a horrible noise. Yeah, you've got a problem there. You shouldn't be sucking air. Now here, being on the second floor, I have to have a vent on my sink, because if then you don't, then you hear the air going through. You hear glug 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 when the sink empties. Drives me insane. So we have to vent the pipe so it doesn't have that airbound from the pipe, because the pipe is so long. It's ridiculous. Our plumber is a family friend, works for a few drinks and fried chicken, and the problem's getting him here. Maybe it is a ghost wobbler. Maybe you got a ghost in your John. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make some phone calls and figure out who we can get over here, because it's got to be done today. I can't go home. I can't go a week with no water or no facilities. I might just go stay at my son's house. And there ain't no room at my son's house for me to stay there. So he doesn't have room for 2 adults and 2 pets. There's just, they have a small house. Or actually, it'll be 3 because I got to bring my father too. He can't use anything downstairs. So it looks like we're having air for dinner because I told myself I'm not cooking nothing because I can't wash the dishes. And the pile's big enough. So we're going to have to figure out. Everybody grab a sandwich. Been waiting for the Housing Association to send out a plumber over 6 months. Oh boy, they're right on the ball, aren't they? Tell them, I think there's water leaking all over. Maybe they might speed it along. I get it. Your problem and my problems aren't top priorities, so we have to wait our turn. But when you have an emergency, when you tell them, listen, we can't use the bathroom, nothing. That's an emergency. It's different if there's like a leak. You can control a leak until the plumber gets there or fix it yourself. But when you can't use the bathroom, that's I think it's a priority over somebody's leaky pipe. I've had to learn a lot about plumbing and home repair, especially being so far out. Yeah, that's the truth, Cynthia. Yep. I've done a lot of plumbing in my days. I hate it. It just sucks. Now I know why they make so much money. Plumbing and electrical. I'm not a fan of electrical either. See, and I got zapped one time. Pretty bad. Made my curly hair even curlier. And boy, I tell you, you get hit up with a little bit of energy. It really wakes you up. So I don't, I'll rewire stuff, but I won't hook the wires back up. I usually have somebody else do it. I redid my dining room chandelier because I didn't like the style of it. I wanted to make it, I had put in candle fixtures so it looks like candles because it's an older style. It's an iron chandelier, and I wanted the candle look, old world look. So I rewired that whole thing, put that all in, and I told my son, okay, now you can hook it up and we can turn it on. Because I'm not doing that. I'll pass on that part. Get the dog to clean the dishes. Yeah, she'd love it. She'd love it. She's always volunteering to help you clean up and finish up anything. My dog's a food whore. God, last night I was munching on watermelon. It was the only thing I didn't have to worry about dirtying anything. And she just kept sitting there and she'd hop up and down like a rabbit, waiting to get her piece. So Mama can't eat anything by herself. I have to have, the dog's help. And that's with everything. And it annoys my husband all to get out. And I said, well, you started it. I told you not to feed her while we were eating. Now she thinks that, she sits there patiently for a little while. And then she starts to hop up and down because she's like, oh, hello, I'm here waiting. And that's with everything. Even popcorn. She's terrible with popcorn. She loves it. But I only give her a little bit because it's probably really not good for her guts. But yeah, she kills me. She's something else. My dog is very fussy about what he eats. My dog will eat anything except for onions, lettuce. She's not a fan of celery. If you give her something, you make a sandwich, she don't like the bread, she'll pick it apart, eat the inside, and won't eat the bread. But other than that, yeah, she's down. I see yesterday a friend of ours gave us some venison. So I cooked up some venison last night, and she was going bananas. She had to have it because she loves venison. She eats watermelon. Yes, she does. Watermelon, strawberries, pineapple. She loves pineapple, pears, peaches. Let's see. My dog loves her fruits and vegetables. She gets baby carrots every day, which is good for her digestive. So, but she knows when mom grabs her coffee in the morning, it's time for the carrots. And this you guys will get a kick out of this one. If you just get a regular bag of carrots and, I figure, well, I peel it, right? Just throw the carrot. Nope. She refuses to eat it. I have to peel it and cut it small. She only likes the baby carrots that are already peeled and processed. I was like, well, you little snot. Laura, if you have 2 big pots, you can boil water and set the pot in the sink and use them to wash dishes. That way you can dump the water out the back door. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to get some water. Well, I'll have to actually just have my father turn the water back on and, yeah, fill the pots and do it that way. I've done that many days, camping, all that. So it's nothing new. It's just a big pain in the ass. But you got to do what you got to do. I was leaving that as a last resort, Cynthia, because I didn't want to have to do that. But like I said, my sink's full, the counter's full. So I'm probably going to have to do that today. Heat up the boil of water and get them washed and get them out of the way. Yep, Mrs. Fumble started that with Mo. He will stare at you when you're eating. You give it to him, and then he walks away. Oh, no, Athena will sit there until we are done eating. And when she knows she's not going to get any more, then she'll go eat her dog food. And then my dog is weird. She just doesn't stay at her bowl and eats it. She takes a bunch in her mouth, and she goes into the dining room. So I get like a trail of crunchy dog food bits from the kitchen to the dining room because she wants to eat it in the dining room. I said, well, just snobby little thing. And then here I am vacuuming up dog food bits. I tell her, could you be normal? Just stand there and eat it? No, you got to be a weirdo dog. And then if she hears the fridge open, that's it. She runs right over. She's thinking, oh, nope, they're getting something else. There was a big dog that wanted his kibble cooked, so he wasn't eating it until she put it in the microwave and pretended to cook it. Oh, isn't that funny? Oh, my God, that's so funny. It kills me what they expect. But I told my husband from day one, when we got her as a puppy, don't feed her while we're at the table. And he did it. I said, that's it. And then he bitches now because she'll sit there and she'll stare. And I go, you did it. You started it, so shut up. But yeah, when she gets really excited, especially if we got, like I said, watermelon or something like that, she really likes. She'll sit there so nice and just stare at you and wait. And then she gets anxious and starts to hop, letting you know, hello, I'm over here. Where's mine? Kibble's dog food, Pomp. Dry dog food. Apples, you get one. I have to have 2 apples. One for me and one for her. It's like, oh my God. Oranges, same thing. It's got to be 2 oranges. I've got to peel, one for her, one for me. And I don't mind her. I love it that she eats all of that because it's good for her. But I just can't. I can't slide a meal in anywhere. My Staffy used to grab a mouthful, bring it into wherever room he was to eat it. I know, isn't it weird how they do that? I don't get it. And then you're walking through and you step out, you're like, ow, and you're stepping on dry dog food. So you're like doing double the cleaning. Besides the hair, you got to clean up dog food. I'm so uneducated. No, Pop, because you guys probably call it something else. We call it kibble. You guys might call it something else. That's the thing I love. When you say something and the UK people are like, what the hell is that? And then you describe what it is, and they go, oh, well, no, we call it this. This is when a long time ago, I had another lady that was a friend of mine from the UK. Oh, I loved her dearly. I miss her a lot. I used to sit down and ask her, okay, what is this called? Or what is that called? And then she'd ask me. So we would exchange, information on what things were called. And it's just hilarious. It hurts. I'm barefoot. Yes, I know. Me too. I'm always barefoot. That I'm the one that finds it. And I'm stepping on it, I'm like, and it sticks to your foot. So it's like you keep stepping on it. It's like stepping on like little rocks or pieces of glass. It's awful. And then I'll tell her, you missed some. And then she'll go around, she'll look, and she tries to clean it all up, but she never gets it all. Wampler says it's called kibble by vets over here. Yeah, see, I mean, it all depends on where you're from, what region you're from. Everybody's got a different name for what it is. We actually just had that conversation out in the yard the other day, saying how like we call like it's either trash can or garbage can. You guys call it bins. The bins are the ones that are outside. The bigger ones we call those bins, but usually it's just trash can and garbage can. And stuff like that. I love to find out the differences and what everybody calls everything. Good morning, Carla. How's Carla today? I hope you're keeping cool. Did you jump in the pool with Mikey? You should do it. I seen it. It's cute. Just sit right in there with him. You got to cool off any way you can. Oh my goodness, how rude! I yawned. Ugh. One of my old dogs would walk around with a mouthful of water. Then it gets hot and starts panting, water drool all over. Oh, yucko. Yuck. We'll put ice cubes in the water dishes for the cat and the dog. And then when we first started doing it, they're looking at it like, what the hell is that? And the cat would try to pull it out. And then when they realize, ooh, it's nice and cool. So it's now they're used to it. They get hot too. Oh, my dog drinks a lot of water. I'm thinking maybe what's this? The dog food is salty or something because she does. She sucks water. How was the Carla today? I'll just let everybody know there's not going to be a miniature show this Sunday because I, with Miss Carla and a few other great people, are going to be involved with the roundtable discussion on Boo Paranormal on Sunday. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. So hopefully everybody will pop in and check that out. Not much difference in the UK. Okay, the UK is tiny compared to the US, but the difference in the way we all talk is massive. Oh, yes. Because I've noticed that no matter what section of the UK you're in, there's differences. Big differences sometimes. And you guys are like a stone's throw away from each other. That's what I find fascinating. That's what I find fascinating. Oh, and then tonight's show is going to be just me, and we're going to have a discussion about orbs. Do they exist, or are they just wishful thinking? I don't know. Love to have everybody's input about that and personal stories about your experiences with orbs and what people think they might be or what they are. Thought it would be a good topic to cover tonight. Well, we do have one piece of bad news, but it's not my personal news. We had a foot of rain on Friday night. It caused major flooding. Unfortunately, it took a couple of lives. Did lots of damage. Oh no. Because the weather there in Missouri, most people don't realize it can be really extreme. It could change on a dime. It really is. We figured that out when we lived there. Last time my husband was there visiting, and he was there for hunting, and it was a beautiful day. And then the next thing you know, not even a couple of minutes, the sky turned black, and yeah, they were on the tail end of a twister, and there was nowhere for him to go. So they just had to sit in the truck and ride it out. My husband said he was praying because he thought that was it. They were done. I just found your message on Instagram. I'll get it. Oh, okay. I'm from Essex originally, and this is from New Forest. We sound very different. I see. That's the thing that kills me. Yeah, it's the accents are totally different. The slang is different. So you say one thing, and it means something else somewhere else. Now, where you guys are, do you guys have a lot of travelers, the gypsies? I watch a lot of that online because I find them interesting people. But I hear they could be a big nuisance. But then I've talked to some people said that they, have travelers as neighbors, and they said that they're lovely people. So I don't know. Maybe it depends, right? Just like anything else. That would be interesting. Oh, the show tonight, Janice. I hope so. I would like everybody to throw out their experiences with them and see what happens. And following a creator on Facebook, an Irish guy, and his content is language related, and the Irish English, the words are same, but the meanings are different. Yeah, yep. Well, like I was explaining to my son, we have things we call, fanny packs. And in the UK, the fanny is not what we call the fanny. It's the opposite end. Oh my God, I just seen the poll. Me sexy. You're on the list. You're on the list. I haven't even checked who's in the lead. Everybody gets a shot eventually. No travelers where I live now, but down the forest, it was bad. Ah. Yeah, we have travelers. They tend to just camp anywhere they want. Car parks, old schoolyards, you name it. Yeah, that's a gypsy for you. Do they give you a lot of trouble though, Wayne? Or are they just pretty much just keep to themselves? The good news was there was 200 kids at a camp counselor trapped in a camp, the main building above the water. National Guard rescued them all in Black Hawk helicopters. The kids said it was awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, it was a fun adventure for them, and it ended well. Right. Yep. Yep. Fanny packs are called bum bags. Yep. See, that's so freaking funny. The total difference on what everybody calls something. Like when you guys say, well, I'm going to go out and have a fag. You don't say that here. You offend somebody here. Fag is not a good word here. Carla's a chopper pilot. She's one of those hot chicks that can fly a chopper. Yeah, same in Australia. Okay, bum bags. Yeah. Most accents I can understand. I have a lot of problems with some Irish stuff because if it's thick, oh god, you really got to sit and listen. Like, what? What did you say? Travelers and gypsies are different. My biological nan was a Romney gypsy. Okay. Travelers tend to be fair folk. Ah, okay. Good to know. Yeah, the shows that I watch deal with the Romney gypsies. I'm calling them all bum bags from now on. There you go. Oh, Ace is winning by a landslide. Really? A guy that nobody's ever seen his face and he's winning. Well, good for Ace. I done that. My fag is 41 years old, now married to my best friend. He's my oldest son. I struggle to speak English. Oh, Jesus, Pomp. Just do what you can. Do what you can. Then I was watching another program where the guy learns multiple languages. You guys have probably seen him on YouTube. Very, very famous, very nice guy. And he's very good at languages. And he was learning Old English, Old World English, I think is what they were. Oh my, it was hard to understand. Oh my goodness. Hard to understand. And I guess these people do this. It's like kind of like going to like a Renaissance thing. They all dress in costume and they all speak the old world English. And it takes a few tries for you to understand what the hell they're saying. Or should I say people struggle to understand me? Well, sometimes you got to explain things because the people don't get it. Well, Pomp, I don't know where you live. Not many people speak English there. I think my ice pack is out of ice, guys. I know that's an old cigarette, 41 years. You hear you say that word around here, and holy crap, you get in trouble. It was a beautiful thing to see those kids hopping on it and running to their parents, talking a mile a minute about the army dudes in the cool helicopters. That must have been incredible. That must have been incredible. At least it all ended well, right? Maybe Pops just speaks his own kind of language. That could be it. He's got his own thing going on. I always tease people too, like when they're driving. One time when Paul from PNC Paranormal, he took us on a run with him in his truck, and he was complaining about traffic and stuff. And I said, and then I go in, and another thing is that you're driving on the wrong side of the road. He's like, no, I'm not. They would totally mess me up driving on the left side. It would be like me in a video game crashing into stuff. Hard to change when you're so used to one way. Yeah, yeah, too many. Yeah, it's a national issue. Well, that's what it is. You guys have that problem too. We have too. We have many foreign people here, and it got to the point where because we each city in the states gets allotted a certain amount of revenue for taking in refugees, which is great. But it got to be where our government leaders here in the city here that they had to say no, we can't take anymore. We have nowhere to put these people. Hello there, lovely Julie. How's Julie this morning? I was gonna say, how was your date with the dark chocolate? But yeah, and I said, there you go. Hope you had a good time. Another morning at the doctor's. Now I'm having moments again every day. I'm rattling. Yeah, they're turning you into a maraca, Wayne. You can boom chicka boom boom. Yeah, that was my English accent. Hello, my lovely. How are you? Where I live, a small village. We haven't been flooded by them yet. Yeah, we have a lot of different people here, and it's great. It really is. But the lead, she says, which one? Ah, Julie. It got to be where they said we can't take any more people. Well, I mean, they got nowhere for the homeless people. Never mind the refugees coming in. How did you think, Wayne? Was that pretty good? Pretty good English accent. Julie, dip it in the chocolate. Well, they, you know what they say. I won't say it because some might get offended. They say once you go, you know what? You never go back. I don't know. I never went down that avenue, and I kind of can't now. Seeing the husband might disagree with it. So, Wobbler, I'm not racist. I don't like anyone. You sound like my husband. She likes dark chocolate. Oh, there you go. Julie's got a new flavor. Actually, I hear, if you hook yourself a Nigerian, boy, they treat women like queens. Was your dark chocolate Nigerian? I hear they treat their women very well. What a topic of discussion. Well, here, Pop, it's anything goes. Well, almost anything. As long as we're not offending anybody. Of course, that's really, a small area nowadays. People get offended so easily. Grow a pair, right? Give me bikers, pagans, and dogs, and I'm happy. See, there it is. Your thing. There's your thing. I'm always down for a new adventure. I look at it this way: that you're treated nicely, treated well, doesn't make a difference who you are, what you look like. Just be careful out there, Julie. A lot of weirdos. If I had started the conversation, I would be banned from 10 channels. Oh, well, it depends on what the conversation is. Depends on what it is. I do not have a type as long as they're fun. Yeah, see, there you go. That's all right. Yeah, as long as you have a good time and they treat you well, that's all that matters. I attract weird, yeah. Everybody has a certain talent when it comes to that. I had a boss there. He said he attracts blue hairs, meaning old ladies. Old ladies always come up to him and I die laughing. I said, "Well, you just have that aura about you. They know that because he's easy to talk to, and he loves to talk." So I said, "I think that's what it is." I always told him he should be a radio guy. I said, "Because boy, he just loves to talk." I've only been banned from one channel because he did not like the picture on my channel. Well, that's ridiculous. Oh, jeez. See what I mean? People are nuts. I'm not publicly political person, but if anyone tries to pull you into a discussion starting referencing the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, it ends real quick. Yeah, that's you don't talk about stuff like that because not everybody agrees. So yeah, that's just you're just asking for trouble. So you're just like, yep, no, we don't do that here. Thanks. And I will, you touch base a little bit on certain things, but that's as far as it goes. And every now and then, we'll talk a little bit about, spiritual or religious beliefs, but I don't let it get out of hand because not everybody's going to agree. And, we have to respect everybody's choice on what they want to do. And you should be able to have an adult conversation, but most people can't. So that's why people always avoid those two topics. I had tried that at one time, having a chat group on Facebook about religious beliefs, and and traditions and stuff that they do, and all different. Oh boy, I'm telling you, what trouble that was. I'm like, yeah, that's the end of this. I pissed one lady off so bad she unfriended me. Won't talk. She still don't talk to me because I gave my opinion about something, and she, oh boy, she didn't like it. Oh, it was my opinion. I didn't say you couldn't do it. But people aren't open for that. People are nuts. Yeah, they are. And we deal with that in the paranormal as well. I mean, everybody's going to have their beliefs on what they think they saw or what they've experienced, but that's their experience, not ours. So you could give your opinion. Yeah, you should be able to without anybody getting butt hurt, but that doesn't always work out that way. And you try to keep it at a good control. The picture was some black people wearing their trousers around their butts. The caption said, "Stop it! You look like retards." He has a son with autism, and he was offended by the word retard. Yes, because that is a bit offensive. Now it's um you probably would have better if you said you look like an ass. And I can't stand that either when they have their pants below their butt cheeks. I don't want to see your shorts, man. Pull your pants up. I used to tell the kids around here, you know where when I was younger, we used to make fun of people like that did that. It's like old men have their pants that go down to their knees. I'm glad that's a fad that has come to an end to the majority because it's awful looking. Here and they're trying to walk and they're holding their pants up. Well, if you had them up over your ass where they belong, you wouldn't have a problem walking. That is why I use it because most people don't know the Constitution as well as they believe. Exactly. Honestly, sometimes it actually turns into a cool teaching moment to spark the interest and keep learning. If you're dealing with a group of adults, Cynthia, that's the key word, adults. That originated in prison. It was a signal that gay inmates that were real. Exactly, Roger. Exactly. And I've said that to kids. Oh no, it ain't. I go look it up. It's exactly how that started. That meant you were available. The demon child bird is now awake eating her breakfast. So after I got to vacuum the floor and mop because they throw it all over. I remember when I had a bird, it's all over the place. Do you know where it came from and what it? Yeah, that's what it means. And see, that's the thing. They don't know this. They just think it was a cool trend. No, it's not. That caused a lot of problems. Unless you believe your opinion is to be correct. Well, I mean, like I said, everybody's got an opinion. Especially in the paranormal. You got to remember, it's all just speculation. We have no idea what we're dealing with. We're just doing the best and flying by the seat of our pants. Hopefully, someday we'll get actual proof. It's just the way it is, And that's why we all still are involved with it and still find it interesting because, you do have your personal experiences. And then you're like, well, why did I have this experience? And what the hell was it? So, of course, it's human nature to be curious. You're going to investigate, try to figure it out. My big thing is communication. I just, with the EVPs and stuff, you're hearing stuff. So are they trying to communicate with us? Is there a better way where we can figure out how to get this communication? That's why I love it that, like Friday House and other guys out there are working on better equipment to try to bring this stuff to fruition. It's a step in the right direction. We need better equipment, but it's hard to make better equipment when we really don't know what we're dealing with. So we're just going off of what we know and try to make it advanced. Laura, in fact, I've had better discussions with young people than older adults. They're more willing to learn. Yes, because the older people are jaded. They're set in their ways. And then when you point things out, but also the young are misguided as well. Because I did have a blowout with one young lady over the Black Lives movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. And of course, she's really quiet now when she found out the whole thing was a scam. But she was she was all for, tearing down all of the monuments and all of this stuff. And I go, no, those are reminders of what happened and how we shouldn't repeat the terrible history. And boy, she got mad. I said, you need to look it up. You need to learn. And then they throw out the slavery thing. I said, did you know that a lot of the slave traders were actually black wealthy men, and they traded their own people? And she just was really quiet. I said, yeah, you need to look this stuff up before you start ripping into me. I'm just telling you what the facts are, and you're becoming offended because of what you're being fed, through terrible groups and online rhetoric. It's just, yeah. What kind of word do you have? Knowledge is power, my love. I'm only helping you be more powerful. That's right. Power to the people. Boy, I'm old and I'm always up for learning new things. Good for you. You've got to be. No matter how old you are, you're always learning. Every day is a learning experience. Oh, yeah, they can get spoiled so fast. Maybe sometime you've also scolded me. Who, me? Laura, they still are. I don't care who we are. There's nobody out there that knows everything. And I love it when people can honestly say, and I say it all the time, it's like Kenny Biddle says it all the time. Anybody that we deal with, the majority say, we don't know everything and we admit it, but we will investigate and see if we can come up with an answer. And then if we can't, we just say, well, we don't know. We don't know. Excuse me, guys. And I love it when people are willing to admit they just don't know. Oh, okay, Pop. And it's okay, we can have a disagreement. Everybody can have a disagreement, but still be friends at the end of the day. It's not. Christ's sakes, you do that with your own partners at home. You have disagreements. I disagreed with my husband last night. It's like, it's just being a human being. I got Julie's picture. Oh, he looks like a nice man, Julie. Very nice smile. Life is a learning curve. Yeah, it is. Buddhist orders a Subway. Make me one with everything. Run it through the garden. There you go. I won't eat Subway. Last time I had Subway, I was sick for 2 days. Apparently, the stuff was no good. Yeah, that was a good time. I love peach iced tea. It's so good. Yeah, it is. Well, we like peach and raspberry iced tea. My husband has a tendency to make it a little too sweet. I have to add water to it, but nothing like a good glass of iced tea. Four hours and 41 minutes till kickoff. Pop's getting all ramped up. Yeah. No Subway anywhere near here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. To be honest, and it's my opinion, you're not missing much. They give you more lettuce than anything else. You can make a lettuce sandwich at home. But yeah, the last time we had it, we were in the middle of nowhere. It was the only restaurant around. I said, okay, we'll get a sandwich. Yeah, I paid for it. Apparently, the lunch meat was spoiled, and Laura got to eat it. You never drank iced tea? Oh, you're missing out. Especially on hot days like this, a good glass of iced tea. It is good. Of course, I don't. Would you guys refer to it as sweet tea in the UK? Because there's a lot of sugar in it. What I find annoying is when people assume that they know why I'm asking questions. It's like, good morning, Cree. They think that I'm arguing because I believe the claim when I'm unsure, I agree or disagree and need clarification. I think it's just the way, maybe it's the way you're wording it, Cree. Because, I mean, I understand when you're asking questions, and I love when you ask questions. You come up with some damn good questions. And that's why I tell you to keep doing it. But I think it's maybe just word it differently, maybe, because I get where you're coming from. And a lot of people just don't realize that you are just trying to figure it out because you don't understand what is the claims are or what other people are saying. So it's, I used to Subway a lot when we lived down in Pompey Way. I love making subs at home. Oh, me too. Just set it up like a buffet and let everyone make their own. That's the best. I don't like tea or sugar. Oh, okay. Well, then you are not going to have iced tea. Iced tea is good. I don't add sugar. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that, Julie. Whoa, that I don't like. It's got to have the sugar in it. But we get the dry tea mix here. You can get peach. You can any flavor you want. Lemon, peach, raspberry. Crazy, there's a ton of them. And the mix, there's just way too much sugar. So I put less than what they call for. Or my husband will follow it to the letter, and I think it's too sweet. It's like syrupy sweet to me. So I always add extra water in my glass. I don't agree, Laura. They come at me as a believer and not as someone trying to see it from their side. I get that, Cree. I do get that. And I think it's because of they still think you're coming from a view of belief instead of I don't know how I want to say this. I get it. You have your beliefs, yes. But the ones that you're asking those questions to are doing it more with a scientific attitude. So they're leaving the belief system out of it. And I agree with you. They do go after people that are trying different methods because that's what it is, an experiment. And some of them have a problem with that. We found this to be BS, and now we move on to the next thing. You can't do that. You really can't do that. You still got to do the experiment. Because even in science, you just keep doing the tests, the experiments. Tea is a drink of the devil. Oh, peach iced tea, Sprite, Kraken, very nice. Oh, Pinky's doing a loaded tea. Julie, I just don't think that they understand where she's coming from. I think that they just don't understand where she's coming from. And then, of course, they get frustrated because she keeps looking for clarification on the original question. So I just think that's just a miscommunication. Being a believer doesn't mean I believe everything, but believers are often spoken to as if they have a few screws. Yep, you're right. And they assume I question because I think everything is paranormal, but I don't. Yeah, see, that's this. Maybe if you just change the way you ask the question, that maybe that'll help. I know. See, we get where you're coming from, but sometimes, yeah. Kenny Biddle started me on that. Oh, on that tea mix, I still haven't tried Kraken. Hey, Phil. Phil was lurking. How you doing, Phil? No one likes Devil Advocate 21 questions after giving an answer. Yeah, well, you keep hammering them with it because they're really not answering your question. And and Cree will admit that she is not tech savvy. She's not scientific minded. So she wants somebody to clarify the question she asked so she can understand it. And sometimes she just doesn't get that with some of the people in the group. Okay, here's a question for you. If a bird is flying 50 miles an hour and wheels fall off of my car, what number is my banana? 4. I don't. Excuse me. Oh my God. Now you got me choking. It could be hard to get your intentions across in a written word. Yes, very hard. That's why when I always say, if everybody's got a dispute, do a video chat. Don't do it in texting because it's going to come across the wrong way. And then people get upset. I've been through that. And it's better just to talk in the chat. Pinky said 5. I said 4. I just bought a Sprite tea and it was so good. Ooh, nice. I know my son bought some kind of. There she is, 69. Who would have thought that Steph would have picked that number? Oh, good morning, Steph. How are you? The issue is 200 characters only in chat talk, the limit of the words. So when you have so many talking, it breaks up. The point is lost. Exactly. And that's usually when I give up because I'm like, oh, here. And then if they're like 10 minutes behind on chat, you're like, forget it. Then you're getting out there and they have no clue what the hell you're asking. It's really, you kind of have to shrink it down to just the bare essentials of the question. It's a pain in the butt. It really is. I was going to put 69, but thought it was inappropriate. Now, no, it's not. And I knew that she would show up sooner or later. If I didn't believe in science, I wouldn't love watching Mason. But his investigations are amazing. They are, because he really gets all into it. Hopefully he'll be back soon. I just personally couldn't apply science because I don't know it and it's hard for me. And that's why you just keep asking the questions. That's all. That's all you can do. Hey there, Laura. I'm good. Just finishing up some doctor appointments, then off to work. Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. I had an appointment today. I had to cancel it. I'm not going to the doctor's unless I take a shower. And our plumbing is shit, so I can't take a shower. So I had to reschedule it. And maybe by then I'll have the plumbing fixed. Probably simplify your questions, keep it up with the live, and everything is rattling. Yeah, I think I made fresh iced tea every night before I go to bed and drink it all day. Love it. Yeah, it's nice. A good iced tea is good. See, that's what I do when I'm going to ask a question. I try to just break it down to the bare essentials, so you get it in there, and because it's very difficult to get into an in-depth question in the chat. It really is. You just got to go on more shows, Cree, because then you'll be front and center. 69 rice with chicken. I'm gonna put a monkey man. I was gonna put a monkey man. Oh, jeez. That lucky duck's going to India, from what I hear. Wow, what a trip. I can't wait to hear about that. So many beautiful things in India. It's dinner for 2. This coming roundtable with Boo should be interesting. Yes, Sage, yes. And tell them at work, put them on hold so you could hang out with us. I'm looking forward to it. He said that the topic that they picked would be how we can investigate better, which is a good question. It's a hard question, to be honest. If you really sit there and think about it, how can we make it better? So yeah, so that's why I'm saying that there'll be no miniature on Sunday because I'll be on the round table. Yeah, he's gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Yeah, lucky duck. She's just got to get it out there. I get it, and it does get. I feel frustrated for her because I know what she's looking for, and she's just not. She's just not getting the answer that she's looking for, or she gets half of the answer, and then but she continues to ask questions because she wants the full story. And I get it, and it's like I said in chat, it just stinks. You just do the best that you can. It's been crazy the last 2 weeks at work. Uh, Hope to finish up building my studio corner by end of the month. Ran out of money. Oh, I hear you on that one. Money is very scarce nowadays. That's what I'm saying. I got to be careful on finding a plumber because there's only so much in the till, and if they go over that amount, we're screwed. Then I'm going to have to dig a well and an outhouse. You're right, Phil. Yeah, Phil's right there. You won't get the answer you want because of different beliefs. Yep. But see, they and I I always say this too, and I know a lot of them agree with it. When you're doing an investigation, you got to leave the belief system outside, and you have to go in there with the scientific mind. Because if you go in there with your belief system on, you're already contaminating your investigation. Unfortunately, but that's the truth. Then when you review the data that you collected, then you can think, well, gee, maybe it's this because this is what you believe it could be. Um, it's it's hard, and it is hard for people. A lot of people just to leave the belief system at the door, but you've got to do your best. I wonder if Beardo has finished his studio. I seen his posts where he was putting his stuff up, and I said, man, I'd hate to dust all of that. He's got a lot of stuff. That's a lot of dusting. I wonder if he's doing it or Mrs. Geek. Pretty much, I would tell him it's your shit. You're dusting it yourself. Let's see. Thanks for posting it, Pinky. To be told that I refused to learn science was the kick in the teeth to me. If I didn't want to learn, I wouldn't ask. Oh, who told you that? Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't have asked that question. So what was it? Maybe their way of just telling you do the work yourself. Look it up yourself. But if you're in a live stream and you're accepting questions, I mean that's part of what we do. People ask questions and we answer the best that we can. I'm thinking of asking the spiders to build my shelves. They've been very busy lately. Oh, I know it's dusting. Well, I've got like the mini village there of all of the goth houses that I made. Dusting is not a good time. Laura's interview with Cree was one of the most informative I've watched. Oh, thank you, Pomp. Yeah, I had Cree on. And we touched base on a lot of stuff. Cree's cute. Everybody should have her on. When I asked my debunkers that investigate, don't use science, and it's okay with everyone, I was told it was because they're trying to see things from the fake side. And that is wrong, or to me is wrong. Everybody has their own way of doing things. And that's when everybody says, well, we should set up some kind of, guideline or guidebook. In a perfect world, yeah. But how can you set up regulations or guides to something that we don't understand. Everybody's got their own way of doing stuff. Not everybody's going to agree. A lot of guys, a lot of people hate using the gadgets and the gizmos and the apps and all of that. I get it. I don't use a lot of that stuff, but I'm not telling everybody else not to use it. Science is coming to your own conclusions over someone else's answers or opinions. Yep. And just because science has come to a conclusion doesn't mean that it's the right one. It just doesn't. There could be something that they left out of their equation. So it's you should lead by example. I think many people don't understand what doing a scientific investigation looks like. And it's why they get frustrated when asked. They don't. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what we're going to touch base probably on with the roundtable, is people reaching beyond what we already know. That's why I love Wes and Lisa, APRF. They're going outside of the box, going more towards the scientific end of the spectrum. But the thing is that equipment is very expensive. You have to learn how to use this equipment. You have to learn how to catalog the data correctly. And it's not one trip around the sun. You've got to keep going back and back and back. It could be years where you go to a place to collect information, because it's not going to happen when you want it to be. It's just paranormal doesn't happen when you ask it to happen. Coconut ice cream. They have coconut ice cream? Oh, enjoy. I don't do coconut, but you enjoy. Now, see, even that question, the scientific investigation. Everybody's idea on scientific investigation could be different. So debunker using stuff fakers use isn't science. I mean, if they're testing it, it is. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. They're testing it. I mean, I get it. You got the entertainment channels that are trying to pull the bull over your eyes. They're doing it for revenue, clicks, views, to become popular. I get it. We know who the ones that are faking content. We know it. But don't kick to the curb the equipment that's out there. I get it. There really isn't much to it. But test it. Know your equipment well. There's so many things that could cause a corruption in an investigation. Know how to use your camera. What affects the camera? What affects the lens? Lighting. Stuff like that. Know your sound equipment. Those are the two things that are just total base. Those are foundations. Is camera and sound. The rest of it is just fanfare, and maybe someday it might pick up something. We don't know this, because you always hear, "Well, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't." But how do you know it doesn't work? How do you know that something isn't manipulating something, trying to communicate, and we're blowing it off as it's not real. It's not real. It's interference. It's picking up something else. I get that, but it might not be that way 100%. That's why I always tell everybody, just keep doing the experiment. Even though a lot of people think it's a waste of time. When I was doing the white noise testing, even though they said what I was using, really isn't adequate, and they say that really all I'm going to be picking up is either nothing or radio signals, even though I don't hear any radio signals coming through on the unit that I was using. They said, but you never know. And I was told, keep doing the experiment. Could be that one time. I've done it jumped on me. I've done scientific experiments, and college people actually have no idea what the scientific method is. Well, exactly. They all say the same thing. They're not allowed to think differently. That does not mean they think differently. They keep quiet about it. And see, that's the sad part is, which I want to discuss this during the roundtable, is about that we're sharing data, talking to people, asking questions. A lot of people don't do this because they don't want to be, picked on or uh, uh, being judged for what they're doing. So that's why people don't say anything. But how are we going to learn anything if we don't say something? People take equipment to cover everything. If evidence or not, it doesn't work. Still adds to data that it doesn't in that situation. Of course, a lot of the time they use a lot of the equipment as filler. Because, I mean, you sit in a place for 4 or 5 hours or all night in the dark. Pretty boring, guys. It's pretty boring. So they use it as filler. So what if they're going to believe that they're going to pick up any kind of information off of it? Most of them, no. But I always leave that what if door open. That's just me though. I always leave the what if door. Because I mean, I've told you guys where I've had that experience with that one app. I've never used the app before. I downloaded it on the way to the location. I didn't interact with it whatsoever. Turned it on, laid it on the table. It said one name. And then I shut it down, and then I questioned the owner of the property. And she told me the story behind who Charlie was. Why would that machine or that app pick that specific name in the place where the guy that just died a month ago or so, I was sitting in his chair and his name was Charlie. I wasn't saying the name Charlie so it could be picked up on my phone. I mean, that's pretty freaking random. I mean, I don't know. That's why the what if is there. Was it him trying to communicate with his sister? Who knows? I know when they start shooting off, demon or evil or the usual word bank that it throws out. Then yeah, you're not going to believe anything that comes through. But I just found it very interesting at that one specific time, first time using it, and that's the name it gave me, and it happened to be the guy that just died. His name was Charlie. So I don't know. You guys tell me. Is this something to continue to try using and see what comes up? And I haven't had a chance to get back to that house to see if it happens again. But the next time I go there, I'll do it again. Same thing, just lay it on the table and let it do its thing. Galileo had to improve the telescope to discover his belief in the Earth around the sun and the universe wasn't perfectly smooth because it was the heavens. He was jailed for it once. Yeah. But see, and that's the thing. We just got to keep having that attitude, that train of thought. That's how it becomes science, because somebody discovers it. And then they investigate it. Yeah, that was back then, Cree. It's a good thing we don't get jailed now. We all be locked up. Trouble is that people don't like to be told they're wrong. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Half of the folks using science is their imaginary half-assed version of what they consider science. Most have no formal education. They're just people with the internet and free time. And that's true too, Stu. That is true too. That's why when you get like Friday House and stuff getting on there, and Mason and all of them, they get on there and they try to explain to you the correct scientific way of attacking this. And again, like I said, the equipment's, and Friday House knows what he's talking about. This is his thing. And, very smart man. And he tells you the equipment that we should be using, we can't afford. And then, of course, it all has to be calibrated to the right, settings. And, you got to know how to use it. You have to learn how to catalog the data correctly. It's just, and that's what Wes and Lisa are doing. So that's why I'm so excited about what they're doing. And I hope other people follow in their footsteps and start doing stuff like that. That's why they say they need to make almost like an outline so people could do the same of giving information they collect and looks different in each location, but they can get more of an idea. Exactly. I do believe, yeah, if the groups could get together and say, okay, this is what we should put down as just a foundation of an investigation, then it gives new groups a guideline. But as far as setting certain you can't put certain regulations because each location is different, each experience is different. So you're flying by the seat of your pants. But if you get that foundation down, it's something to start with. And it is important. You got to know, I'm not a professional photographer, but, I do the best I can. And we're all guilty of it. We'll use this, but we really don't know the 100% ins and outs of how something works. And I think that's important. We really need to buckle down and learn how to use the stuff correctly. What affects it so that you can say, okay, well, it's an orb. Well, no, it's not. Sunspot or, bug, dust, rain, anything, it shows up amazing on a lens. You got to learn how to determine what it is. And then when you do not have an explanation, then you could say, well, okay, it's an unknown, possibly paranormal. Because we can never claim absolute because we haven't had it yet. What you're saying is a base idea of equipment might be going in the right direction, but technology hasn't caught up with the idea and made it effective yet. It needs improvement. Oh, definitely needs improvement. Damn it, I can't type on this keyboard. But yeah, Cynthia hit the nail on the head. There you go. I remember Kenny got some stick from an owner of the entire villa and the Saley house when he went there with Seg and Stevie. He proved that they weren't haunted. That wasn't good for business. No, see, that's another thing. Because they're going by a narrative that they put out to the public. And then when that is picked apart, that ticks them off. But you know what? Truth is truth. You can't hide from the truth. And anybody that does any kind of investigating, any kind of paranormal work, it's your job to find out this stuff. It's not a good time, or a lot of people enjoy doing research, but it's part of the job. Because I could come out and say, hey, come to my house. It's loaded with spooks. You've got to, we catch everything all day long. And, and then charge you hundreds of dollars. And people will say, oh, yeah. And then, they've already got that in their head that it's loaded with ghosts. So, the dog could fart. And they go, oh, that was paranormal. I mean, this conversation is very educational. Things I never knew about, I'm learning. Good. See, that's good. That's good. Like the steam engine, electric lights, cell phone radios, a lot of other things that people had ideas for, but nothing technology to make them work. Well, yeah, I mean, you come up with an idea and it comes to life when somebody actually does it. You just said that. The steam engine, electric lights, cell phones. The idea from the cell phone come from Star Trek. The communicators that they used in Star Trek. And that's when the guy come up with the idea for the cell phone. And here we've got them. Kind of freaky, right? And I hear, through the grapevine, they're working on transporters. I won't use one until it's perfected, but, I don't want my ass coming back on backwards. You can't prove somewhere isn't active by one visit. 100% agree. And see, that's the thing is, that's what goes on. I've noticed. Oh, we've been there. There's nothing there. That time there was nothing there. That's why I always say it could be weeks, months, years, and then one thing will happen. That's how it works. Kenny was pretty thorough, though. Yeah, Kenny is. He is pretty thorough, but then he comes to that conclusion. You can't come to that conclusion because he's got to go back more than once. More than once. I don't agree. If activity is rare, it just might not happen for you at one time. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That doesn't mean the other person or people didn't experience it. I've been to a lot of places where, they claim paranormal activity, and I've gone and there's nothing, not a damn thing. And then you go back another time and like I tell you guys about that, the Star Hill that we have here, and the giant orb appears above the road. All right. That doesn't come out every night. It doesn't. I've been up there multiple times and saw nothing. But then there was that one time, there it was, and I seen it from my own eyes. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And so I want to get back up. Of course, back then, I was a teenager then. I didn't carry a camera around back then. I want to go back up there and see if I can catch it on film. And it might take several tries before it even shows up. I try to figure out what is it? Is it a giant orb? Is it an elaborate hoax? Which I find really hard to believe that it is because of the area that it's in. Does it got something to do with the military? Because there's a military installation up that way. Is something they're testing out? Is it alien? I don't know. I have no idea. And you can go by just the folklore that it's the spirit of an old doctor that had an accident on that road. Is it him? We don't know. So would one visit be enough to claim a place to be haunted? I wouldn't say one visit. You say there's activity, but it's unknown. If you could go back there several times and then you have the same thing happen several times, then there's that possibility. But until we get, definite proof, and I mean solid proof, we can't claim paranormal. Possible haunted? Okay. Let's see. I've looked at Joe Vitale in the Monroe house. He went multiple times, and some days things happened and others didn't. He still says he feels something is there and keeps going back. That's why they keep going back. Yeah. Well, the Conjuring House. I'm sorry. I don't believe the Conjuring House is haunted. I don't. I believe there's something with the grounds. And I wish that they would do more ground coverage and investigation of that property. Of course, it's in a big mess right now, so nobody can even do anything. But I honestly don't. But I've never been there. So maybe there is something there. I just haven't seen any kind of indication that it's legit. Because there's been people that have lived there before, and you never hear anything about any kind of haunted activity. And until, the Conjuring movie come out, then all of a sudden now it's loaded with, devils and demons. Excuse me, but you guys take it as you will. Excuse me, sorry guys. I've always wondered, do spirits have personality preferences? Maybe they don't like the investigator or the amount of equipment that they use. Good question. Because, oh my God, excuse me. That's why I did that show with Joe. And of course, some people got their shorts in a knot. When I said, I've noticed over the years, and a lot of other teams have noticed over the years, that paranormal activity, the supposed hauntings or whatever, happens more frequently around women. And also, it happens during hormonal changes in a woman. And of course, people got pissed off about that. But you can't get pissed off because it's the truth. You've got young girls that are coming into womanhood will experience more paranormal things. Women going into the menopause cycle. Is it because of the hormonal changes in the body? Is it because the woman is more sensitive or could be more open to those experiences? And that's why a spirit would gravitate towards a woman more. And that's why I had that show, because I thought that was interesting topic that nobody discussed. Is this something to do with the woman and the hormonal changes? One day in a location, I will never prove anything. I've been in a wicked haunted location and got nothing. And then the next visit, it was like a ride at Disney. Yeah, see? You just don't. And I always tell you, they're not performing monkeys. They're going to do their thing at their own time and their own ability. That's how I see it. It's not like say, oh, and like when the people that provoke, oh, you better do this or that. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? They're already dead. They're not. They have no reason to be afraid of the living. I mean, really? But we may never know for sure. I don't know what the spirit would make of Sag. Oh, good lord. They probably just think, man, will this guy shut up? Guy never shuts up. But see, those are the guys like Sag and Kenny. Those are the ones that you want something to happen to them. Nothing, harmful. Just something to make them think, oh shit, because they would be all over it trying to figure out what it is. Just like Joe Vitale says, when he actually believes that it is true spirit, when it comes up and kicks him right in the ass, maybe someday that'll happen. He's just got to let it be known. Come up here and just boot me right in the ass so that I know you're here. Womblers, some people that don't want to learn are the ones that lose out. Exactly. You've got to be open to the learning, open to the experience. Never close the door on anything because we just don't know. And I see the frustration with the debunkers. And without the debunkers, we wouldn't know a lot of things. So you've got to give credit where credit's due. All the stuff that we thought was real at once upon a time, they have proven it's not. But then I've also asked the question of debunkers. Do you think that you're so jaded and you debunk yourself out of true evidence? Is that possible? I get a lot of no's, but I don't know. I think maybe, yeah. That actually something did happen, but they gave it some kind of explanation. I think it's a question we probably should ask again. Do you think that we could debunk ourselves? Because when you're an investigator, you're a debunker. It's not separate because you should be doing it while you're doing the investigation. Is it to the point where thinking, oh, okay, it was just a pipe, or it was a raccoon, or it was this or that? I mean, you're going to check those boxes, but I think there's times that we might have just thought to ourselves, oh, that's not what that is. It's something else. I'd like to think so, Cynthia. I'd hate to think that the spirit has lost all free will. No, I don't think that they lost free will. They could come and go as they want. I mean, and this is going from, the thought that spirit is energy, some form of energy, because it takes energy to make things happen. So I think that you can do what you want. It's up to you. You want to stay in a place or not. Or is it a reason why they're stuck there? Could there be a reason they're stuck there? Because maybe they were, it was a wrongful death, a traumatic death, and they're looking for justice. That's the one thing that we have local lore here. There was a young lady. It's a place called Southwoods here. She was kidnapped by somebody. She was abused, and then her life was ended. And a couple of hunters found her. A few days or a week or so later. And my sister had an experience up through there because her and her friends used to hang up in the woods. And they were actually chased by an apparition from the woods down to the main road where the streetlights were. Is that person looking for answers? Because they never found out who did it. They had their ideas, but it couldn't be proven. So here, this young lady lost her life, and nobody paid the price for her loss. Is that why she's hanging around? Could be. Oh, you started all that off, did you? I've had unexplained things happen in my 1880s. Oh, I love old houses that I've lived in for over 30 years. Doesn't happen all the time. It's random, unpredictable events. Yep. Hello, sweet Betty. How are you today? Yeah, because we're getting ready to wrap up, Dolly. I think we had a good chat this morning. Pomp, because if he passes, he's going to go kiss Kenny's ass. Just give him a little tweak. Hey, Dan, how are you doing? Good to see you. We're having a good chat. Yeah, you guys check out Dan, his channel. They're always using that equipment. They're working it. They're they do a good job, and they collect that data. It's spirits may just be refusing to respond when investigators get aggressive, like choosing not to engage with aggressive people. Yeah, exactly. That's why the provoking thing. I don't get that. What are you doing? If I was a spirit and somebody said, "Oh, you better do this," I'd be like, "What are you going to do about it? I'm not going to mess with you. Get out of here." Yeah, you can't force it. You want to come back and haunt Beardo's studio, move stuff around. Now that would be something. Would he get freaked out? Or would he explain it and write it off as something else? You go up and yank on his beard. I got a response from one of the Shapes videos. I asked him if he would come on your show. To have Shape come on my show? I asked him a long time ago. Shape is kind of shy, guys. So I mean, I would love to have the Shape on. I love the Shape. I think he's so fair and he's so funny.
Priority 1 message coming in on secured channel.
Sorry, guys. He's a very nice person. I would love to have him on, but I'm not going to pressure him. I don't, if he's not comfortable, he's not comfortable. That's okay. Women are genetically more emotional sensitive at a grand scale, but maybe there is something to it. But women also be crazy. Yeah, they can be crazy. You're right there. You're right. But I do think there's something to it. And I know there was a couple people that got offended by the title. The title was, it was clickbait to get you come and check it out. I mean, everybody else does it. So, I put it out there because I wanted people to join in and give their opinions on the connection between women and the paranormal. And it was not like that we were singling women out and I'm not even going to get into it, but it was there because those are legitimate questions. I mean, I've known people that have gone through hormonal changes and said that the increased paranormal experiences intensified. So there's got to be something to that. Laura Bay's the same thing. I think so they are burned out from watching the same BS happening. It does affect them when they investigate for themselves. It's a shame. Shape does not do live videos. Would love to chat with him. Yeah. He's just shy. I don't think he likes to be on live programming. Hey, Elvis. I know I'm a little behind, aren't I? Damn. I think women are generally more empathic too, and would attract child. Yes, I agree too. Yeah. In my beliefs, children's spirits wouldn't be held to earthbound, but is that just me? I think people have had experience with my sister-in-law and her family have had experiences with children, spirits in the house that they used to live in. But I think it's because we have an idea that they were abused and then their lives were ended for ritual purposes. Long story with that one. And we think that's why they're in the home. Sorry, I'm on meds for pain in my shoulder. Oh, Betty, I hope it gets better soon. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. Chocolate lovers decide chocolate lovers. Chocolate. Never pull on a man's beard. Oh, we have to. Vanilla stew. Yank, yank. Animals, children are innocent. There's nothing to hold them here. Yes, that's true. That's true. I would believe that's true. But I think if anything that's been traumatized immensely could be tethered here because, like I said, because of maybe a traumatizing death, lost. Maybe the spirit is lost and doesn't and still looking for where they're supposed to go and their people. I don't know. It's strange. Um, my sister-in-law that lived in Missouri, they bought a house that was up for sale for years. I think I've told you guys this. And uh, my niece, actually, that's also where the hormone thing kicks in. That idea, because my niece was going through hormonal changes and things were affecting her, throwing her into depression. And then things were happening around the house. The sounds of children giggling. They would make their beds, and then when they go back up to the bedroom, there would be little footprints all over the bed, the comforters or the sheets. And then one time, my niece was having a sleepover with her friends, and they were all downstairs in the living room. And they looked over into the dining room, and there was a little boy sitting on the dining room table. Well, her friends all screamed and freaked out, and all ended up going home. So they did have a team go there. I don't know who the team was. I wish I did because I'd like to see that videotape. But they did tell my sister-in-law that there was some bad things that happened in the house, that she had multiple spirits in there because they did catch a lot of stuff on tape. An old woman that was in the kitchen all the time, stuff like that. And my sister-in-law said, nope, didn't want nothing to do with it. And she sold the house. And that was always known as the haunted house in the town. Nobody even wanted to walk past it. No vanilla beer today. Oh, it's grape. Ooh. Good morning, Alessio. How are you, Alessio? I know I'm behind. He's probably gone already. That's captures with Bolt's reaction. Yeah, Dan, he has some interesting stuff going on there. Russ said it would be great to have you doing a radio show. You have such a great voice. Oh, thank you, Wampler. We'll see. We'll see if I can manage it. Like I said, I checked out the page the other day, and I was having a little issues trying to find stuff. I'll figure it out. We'll see. And I don't know if I did a radio program, what the hell would I don't know what to do. I've never done a radio program. I don't believe in ghosts, but I believe that a good morning from Laura can indeed raise the dead. Oh, why? Thank you. Thank you, Alessio. Who is it to know if spirits are just visitation or bound? See, that's again another what if. Who knows? We don't know. It's all we don't know. We just don't. Chocolate is tasty. Calm down, Julie. Calm down. Like I said, I just like saying his name. Alessio. It's so fun. Bless my father-in-law. I went downstairs and his eyes were closed. So he came upstairs. He called to make sure I was okay because he hadn't seen me this morning. Oh, there I got Alessio all flustered. Fan yourself off. Fan yourself. The spicy meatball. If we ever meet up, Alessio, I'm just going to give you one big hot one right on the lips. There you go. Let's see. Well, you beautiful people, I've got to go. Stay humble, stay kind, keep learning. Knowledge is power. That's right. That's right. And we are past the 2-hour mark already. It goes so quick. But I am melting. I'm melting. We have a presenter from New York. He just sits there and chats away, plays a few songs. I just we'll have to see Wampler. That'd be cool. Would you guys listen if I was on a radio program? Oh, Mamma Mia, twice in a row. Call 911. I have a heart. Oh, I don't want to give you a heart attack. I wanted to go pitter patter. One hideout raw. Only $1.99. Oh, come on, Phil. I mean, I can really get it rolling. It should at least be $5 or so a minute. because I've done that. I've done it to my husband on the phone. I still do that to my husband on the phone. I'll get a little cheeky on the other end. And I know he's getting embarrassed, and he'll tell me to shut up. I do it on purpose because I know he's getting red in the face, and all the guys are wondering, like, what the hell's the matter with that guy? I'm fresh. Excuse me. I will melt like ice cream under the sun. Oh, oh, you sent me the other pictures? Okay, Julie, I'll check them out. Call now, 99-cent discount on the first 5 minutes. Yes. And then if you want to get on the raw side, it's an extra charge. Drop me an email and we can chat about it. Okay, yeah, when I get a chance, like I said, the first thing I got to do is we've got to fix the plumbing. Oh, father-in-law is great, Laura. You have a good day too, Cree. Remember to take some time for yourself as always. $1.99 a minute, more than a month though. It's for $3.99. Only women who are saying my name follow it up with leave. Oh, they do not. They do not. Do you want me to call you Elvis? Or do you want it to be Jimmy? Once I rang a girlfriend and started talking dirty, found out it was her mom. Oh my God, that's freaking hilarious. That's freaking hilarious. Hey, girly, we're just getting ready to say goodbye. I do it to my husband all the time. He'll answer the phone and I'll say, hello, Big Daddy, what are you doing? And then I proceed to get really fresh. And shut up, I hear him, shut up. No, do not call me. All right, Jimmy. It is Jimmy. We love our Jimmy. Please, Jimmy's got a great voice too. So getting a bit fresh from my comfort zone. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. You guys have a great day. Wish me luck on the plumbing. God, please. The plumbing gods, listen to me, please. Hopefully I'll be able to use water. You have to change the higher pitch price first. Some guys only last about Dan. That's great. It's gonna them 60-second guys. Oh my God, it's hilarious. Okie dokie, guys. You guys all have a great day. Keep cool as the best as you can. I'm drenched here. I'm dying. So I got to go hit some air conditioning and start making some phone calls. Oh, girly, our plumbing is backed up. I can't use anything. So wish me luck, guys. You guys have a great day. And I'll come in tonight. We're going to be talking some orb stuff and whatever else comes out of our mouths. You know what I mean? I doubt I could arouse Alessio by saying his name. Oh, you could say mine, though. You could say mine. And with that, my lovelies, you guys have a great day. I'll see you all later.